Hi fans of high quality entertainment. You're never going to guess what this video is about. Miss my hair up. I thought I would do another update on my David Bowie collection. I have all of his studio albums now. I still need to listen to some of them more than I have. And in the past year, I haven't really listened to as much David Bowie as in the year before, when I became a huge fan. Like, I've always loved him, but I became a huge fan like 2 or 3 years ago. And I'm just starting to get back into listening to his albums because I was into Van Morrison. I still am, of course, but and listening to other albums, and I usually only get to listen to albums on the weekends. During the week it's just too hectic for me, working and everything, and talking to Molly on the phone for 3 or 4 hours every night. Just joking. So, but I still, from the previous video that I did, I have listened to all of these albums more. And so, just for the fun of it, what I plan to do later this year is do a ranking, a serious ranking of all the David Bowie albums. But for now, I just want to talk about each one, and maybe my favorite song on each album and my least favorite, and I'll rate them for now out of 10. So, starting with his debut album, of course, David Bowie himself wouldn't regard this as his debut album anymore. I think he was a bit embarrassed by it. But I enjoyed it. I've only listened to it, I think, twice. But I enjoyed listening to it. It was kind of cool that it was released the very same day as the Beatles' Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. So, to be fair, there's going to be a handful of albums where I won't list my favorite and least favorite song because I still need to listen to them more. But there were certain songs in this. Rubber Band. Please Mr. Gravedigger, I remember, was pretty weird, even for back in the day. But overall, for now, I would give this a 6 out of 10. It's not a bad album. It's kind of fun. Next up, Ground Control to Tomcat. Jinx always laughs when I sing that. His real debut album, David Bowie. And I remember back in the day, when I was just first hearing about David Bowie and Ziggy Stardust and all that, and remember reading that, besides Space Oddity, the song, that this album wasn't very good. And so I never really did listen to it until like maybe 3 years ago, because I figured it was, just kind of a not very good album. But I was wrong. I love it. Now, Space Oddity, of course, is pretty much overplayed. Not that I listen to the radio a lot, but I would say it probably is the best song on the album. But besides that, my favorite is Memory of a Free Festival. I love that song. And my least favorite would be I really like them all. But if I had to choose one, it would be an Occasional Dream, I guess. And I would rate this a 9 out of 10. That's how much I enjoy it. Next up, The Man Who Sold the World. And this is, if you're not that familiar with David Bowie, or you just, know his hit songs and all that, and if you heard this, you would actually be kind of taken aback, because some of the music sounds like Black Sabbath is playing the music and David Bowie's singing along to it. It's pretty heavy, some of it. So, the debut album and this one I've played a lot. I'll let you know which ones I know very well, and then the others that I know a little or not much at all. My favorite on this would be, so many good ones. I think the Supermen. It's such a cool track. And my least favorite would be the one that I don't remember at the moment is After All. But so I guess After All. All the others I love. After All is the only one I don't completely remember. I would give that a 9 out of 10. Hunky Dory. I've played many, 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 many times. My favorite song would be, I know a lot of people would choose Life on Mars. I'll say this. Changes, Oh You Pretty Things. 8-line poem I'm not crazy about. I like it, but it's not a favorite of mine. Life on Mars is awesome. Kooks and Quicksand. I love those songs. Love them. Fill Your Heart. Andy Warhol. Andy Warhol and Song for Bob Dylan are two songs that are just okay for me. But the rest of the album, I absolutely love. Queen Bitch. I would choose the Boulay, if that's how you pronounce it, the Boulay Brothers as my favorite song. And my least favorite would be, I guess, Song for Bob Dylan or Andy Warhol. But still, the other songs are just so awesome that this is a 9 out of 10. Ziggy Stardust. I even had this on vinyl back in the 70s. "5 Years" is awesome. "Soul Love" is great. "Moon Age Daydream," "Starman." "It Ain't Easy" is kind of almost like a filler track to me. "Lady Stardust," "Star," "Hang On to Yourself," and then such a strong ending to the album. "Hang On to Yourself," "Ziggy Stardust," "Suffragette City," and "Rock and Roll Suicide." So my least favorite on this is "It Ain't Easy," and my favorite is definitely "Rock and Roll Suicide." One of the greatest closing numbers on any album. I can't give it a 10 out of 10 though, because of Lady Stardust. What is it? No. I can't give this. Yeah, it's a 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10. Aladdin Sane. Great follow-up to Ziggy, I feel. Love this album. My favorite song would be, I think, Aladdin Sane, the second track. And my least favorite would be I love Let's Spend the Night Together. I know some people don't like his cover version of that, but I do. My least favorite would be... I guess Time. But even Time is a great song. But still, a 9 out of 10. Just can't give it a 10. I refuse to. Pinups. Now this is an album that I need to listen to more. I've heard it a few times. Hasn't really held my interest enough. From what I remember, my favorite would be See Emily Play, his cover version of Pink Floyd. And a least favorite I can't say because, like I said, I do need to listen to this more. So for now, I enjoy it. I do. I enjoy listening to it, but compared to his earlier albums, it doesn't sink into my soul. I'll give this a 7 out of 10. Back to the good stuff. Diamond Dogs. Love it. It's okay, Jinxie. Where were we? Sorry, I forgot something. I had to go get a drink of water. People watch. I always think of people watching. This is the first video of mine that they see, and I do that, and they think, what the heck's wrong with that guy? Okay. Yes, I love this whole album. My favorite song. The only one that I usually never skip when I listen to an album. I never skip songs. But Rebel Rebel, I've heard so much. Even though I don't listen to the radio that much, when I do hear the radio, they play that quite often. So I sometimes skip that one. Not that it's a... I do like the song, it's just heard it too much. But my favorite song would be Sweet Thing, I think. And my least favorite would be Chant of the Ever-Circling Skeletal Family. But still, I enjoy it. I could almost give this a 10 out of 10 actually. But for now I won't. Now we get into the Blue-Eyed Soul. Young Americans by David Bowie. I enjoy it. I do. And I played this quite a few times. Not as much as his earlier albums, but... Molly says hey. Okay. David Bowie, Young Americans. I've played this quite a few times, but not as much as some of his earlier albums. And I think he sings great on this. And some people pan Across the Universe, but I really liked his version of it. You can drop the CD here. My favorite song would be... I know a lot of people would choose Fame, but it's not one of my favorites. I would say possibly Win. And my least favorite would be... I don't even remember the song right, so I'll have to choose right for now. I do, like I said, I do need to listen to this more. But for now, just from remembering the few times I've played it, I would give it an 8 out of 10. Station to Station. I've played this one a lot. My favorite song would be, I think, Station to Station. And my least favorite would be, they're all great. I guess TVC15, although like I said, it's great. This is almost a 10. This actually, Station to Station, Golden Years, Word on a Wing, TVC15, Staying Wild as the Wind. Ten out of 10. It's perfect. David Bowie, Low. I've played this one a lot. Man, oh man, I love the instrumental side, the ambient instrumentals. But my favorite is, of course, side 1, and almost any one of those. I think, boy oh boy, Breaking Glass, Sound and Vision. I think Always Crashing in the Same Car would be my favorite. And my least favorite would be one of the instrumentals, but I mean, I still like them all. Maybe Weeping Wall. But nine out of 10, but I might change that when I finally do my ranking. I need to listen to the instrumentals a bit more. Heroes. This is one of the albums that it took me a while to get into. I didn't think I liked it. I didn't like the production. It sounded a bit more harsh. But in time, I've become a fan. My favorite song on this is, I know almost everybody would choose Heroes, which is awesome, of course. I really love V2 Schneider too, but I think Heroes would be my favorite. My least favorite would be one of the instrumentals. Like I said, the instrumentals are the ones that I need to listen to more to separate the song titles and everything. I would give this a 9 out of 10. Lodger. This is another one, very similar to Heroes. It took me a few listens to appreciate, and now I really, really, really like it a lot. I think Boys Keep Swinging is my favorite, but Red Sails is right up there too. And my least favorite is Repetition, from what I remember. But I'll need to listen to this a couple more times to do the proper ranking for all his albums. I would give this a very strong, let me think. Yeah, I really enjoy it. A 9 out of 10. I told you I'm a big David Bowie fan. Would I lie to you? But he's got so many albums, right? And I do listen to other artists besides David Bowie, so it's going to take me a few more months to listen to the albums I'm not as familiar with and do a ranking later this year for sure. A really serious ranking. Now this is Tony Visconti, his producer of many of his albums. This is his favorite of the albums he's produced. Scary Monsters and Super Creeps, and I've always enjoyed it. Ashes to Ashes, I love that song when I first heard it. I still do, but a bit overplayed, but still love it. Teenage Wildlife is my favorite. And my least favorite would be... I used to find Fashion annoying, but now I love them. My least favorite would be Kingdom Come, I guess. Nine out of 10. Let's dance. Let's boogie. I need to play this more. So I'm not familiar with some of the songs. My favorite is China Girl. And I can't say a least favorite. Maybe Shake It. I remember really enjoying Cat People putting out Fire, but I need to play it more too. But Shake It, I think, is my least favorite. I'll give this a 7 out of 10 because the times I've played this, I have enjoyed it. It's just not a favorite. Tonight, I just played this the other night again. But need to listen to it more. My favorite song is Blue Jean. And a lot of people really put down his version of the Beach Boys' God Only Knows, but I love it. I love it. I think my least favorite would be possibly Dancing with the Big Boys. But I remember, reading reviews for years and years and fans' comments on this saying how it's pretty bad. I enjoyed it. I'll give it a 7 out of 10. And, Loving the Alien. I actually forgot about that. So yeah, as much as I love Blue Jean, I love Loving the Alien more. So, Loving the Alien is my favorite song on this. Never Let Me Down. Never let me... That's funny. It says, never let me down me. I don't know if you can read that there. Focus. It's because of the light or something. But anyway, trust me, it says, David Bowie, never let me down me. But there it says the proper Never Let Me Down 2008 master. I remember when the video for Day In, what's it called? Day In, Day Out came out in the 80s. And I hated it. I liked David Bowie, even back then. Liked a lot of his albums and songs. I hated it. And when I bought this and I played it a couple of times, it's not as bad as as I remember. But this is definitely one of the ones I need to listen to more. So I can't even give it a really fair rating at the moment. But to be 6 out of 10. David Bowie, Black Tie, White Noise. It's weird about this one because I played it a few times and I thought I liked it. And then the last time I played it, a couple of nights ago, I didn't care for it too much. It was more middle of the road. I definitely need to listen to this one more. I can't even tell you my favorite or least favorite song on it, because it wouldn't be fair. I'm not even going to rate it yet. But what would you rate that? Once again, another one I need to listen to more. The Buddha of Suburbia. I do remember really liking the opening song and Sex and the Church, but the rest of it kind of I don't remember. So once again, I can't really rate this one. I can't, it wouldn't be fair to rate it. But from the couple of times I played it, I did enjoy it. It wasn't like, oh my God, that sucks. This one has been really hard for me to appreciate. And I finally, once again, I listened to this a couple nights ago. It started out, I don't know about this, and it's like, this is a long CD, it's like a double album, it's like 75 minutes. And I guess even when this CD came out right away, David Bowie was thinking he made a mistake because it's such a long CD, and he regretted that he didn't make it at least a double CD. But going through it, there's certain songs on this that really caught my interest. And so this is one of those albums that I definitely know I need to listen to a few more times to really appreciate. And I've also read from other fans of his that this is like a slow burner. Takes a few listens to appreciate. But for now, from the last time I played it, I would give it at least a 7 out of 10. Earthling. I've played this a lot and I love it. When I bought all of his old CDs and came to this one, I was thinking, oh yeah, Earthling, kind of drums and bass. It's kind of like he was following a trend at the time, with Prodigy and all that. But I think it's a great David Bowie album. And this is one of the few, I was also thinking this last time because I listen to everything on headphones because I live in an apartment building. But this is the kind of album that I would love to blast on a proper stereo system. So, my favorite song on this would be, I think Dead Man Walking. That's awesome. But I love a lot of the songs on this. Little Wonder, I'm Afraid of Americans, every song. So my least favorite would be The Last Thing You Should Do at the moment. But overall, I would give this a 9 out of 10. One of his least loved albums is Hours, and I honestly have not gone through it. I haven't listened to the whole thing yet. It's kind of put me to sleep. But I do remember liking Thursday's Child. I thought was really good. So that's my favorite at the moment. But other than that, and The Pretty Things Are Going to Hell, that was cool. But the rest of it is just, I need to listen to it more, because I'm sure it's not as terrible as some people, or as boring as some people say it is. So I won't even rate this one, because it just wouldn't be fair. Heathen. I like it. I need to listen to it more. It shows you. I was just listening to it the other day. I Took a Ride on a Gemini Spaceship is my favorite song on this. And at the moment, I can't tell you what my least favorite is. I do need to listen to this a bit more, but I have, I've played this a handful of times and enjoyed it every time. And I would give this a very strong 8 out of 10 for now. Reality. His last album for like 10 years. New Killer Star, Pablo Picasso. I played this a few times, but similar to, you know, Heathen and a few others, need to listen to it more. But I remember really loving Fall Dog Bombs the Moon. Nuclear Star is great too. Pablo Picasso. Yeah, this is a really good David Bowie album. I can't name a least favorite because there's 2 or 3 songs that I need to listen to more. But overall, I thought that was a great album. An 8 out of 10 at least. The Next Day. I'm always impressed every time I listen to this. And then afterwards, I read back the song titles, Boss of Me, Dancing Out in Space, and I don't remember them. But every time I do listen to this album, you know, the whole album, I really enjoy it. I think The Next Day is my favorite. And I can't name a least favorite at the moment. But like I said, I just need to listen to this a few more times and separate all of the song titles. But I thought it was a very strong comeback, and I'll give it an 8 out of 10 for now, but I think it would be a 9 at least. Lastly, Blackstar. My favorite song. I think my favorite song would have, if I had to choose, it would be Blackstar. And my least favorite would be, I can't name a least favorite because you know what? I think this is like a masterpiece. And 10 out of 10. And I'll just quickly show you the live albums I have of his, which I also need to listen to a lot more. NASA Coliseum 76, double album. Pause that if you want to check out the song titles. David Bowie, Bowie at the Beeb, another double album, really good. I always remember thinking that this was a bad live album for whatever, maybe, you know, reading critics' reviews and all that. But I finally listened to it on Spotify and I thought it was great. And it is. It's great. Double album. Not a live album. This is the EP that came out after Blackstar, which I've heard 2 or 3 times and it's great. And David Bowie, Welcome to the Blackout, Live London 78. And David Bowie, Stage. So that's my latest update on the David Bowie discography. Let me know. I really love comments, you know, below about your favorite David Bowie albums, your least favorite, and whatever else. I really do appreciate it. So thanks for watching. Have a great day. Bye.